What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is November the 12th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update over some of the hot movers and what big money is focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off with data points, just had mortgage applications and mortgage market index both coming in better than the previous. And so applications came in at 0.6. Previous was negative 1.9. And then market index 334 versus the previous of 332. Very positive stuff in regards to consumers. And that's one thing that the market's been very hesitant about. They're kind of seeing more and more cracking within consumers. So this is kind of a positive. So let me know your general thoughts on that. But aside from that, we have a lot of Fed speakers today. And that's because there is a US Treasury conference all-day event, and so this is why you have a lot of different Fed speakers. Over and above that, you also have potentially the government shutdown ending today, assuming the vote goes according to plan. So there is a vote on, I think it's midway throughout the day. So that could be a pretty good catalyst. Market seems to be very hyped up. You have that nice boost higher, so it likes that application and index data. But Dow is up 0.34, S&P up 0.46, and then NASDAQ up 0.72 now. And at the time of doing this video, fear and greed index is under the fear category, so meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. Getting right to it, SoFi. SoFi is just piggybacking off the broader market, up 0.71%. No news, no SEC filings from them. The market is also digesting their recent fireside chat. And I believe just a lot of people didn't really pay attention to it as much as they probably should have. And I think just there was a lot of things happening in the market. Yesterday, SoFi also did announce cryptocurrency. So people kind of focused on that. But in the fireside chat, you had Anthony mentioning that there was they see SoFi being a $1 trillion company. Currently, market cap is $37.32 billion. So definitely a lot more upside is potentially in the future for SoFi. Aside from all of that fun stuff though, quickly going over here. So shorts are returning about 8,000 shares during the pre-market. So that's always a good sign. 9.24% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 109.5 million shares overall being shorted. Right now with that 31.17. During the pre-market, it's trading between this R2 and this R1. So 30.93 is going to be that strong support. And then 31.44 followed by 32.25 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. In my dedicated SoFi video yesterday, I did bring up the Elliott wave technicals, how in theory it is pointing to going SoFi going to about $39 next. So something as well to keep in mind. NIO is lagging, so it is down 0.6%. Nothing really as far as news for them. So it's been just largely piggybacking off the broader market plus its own technicals, but that hasn't really been working out too great. So over the last 5 days, it's down about 10-11%. So I think it's really shaking up people's sentiment, and it's always been like that. NIO goes down about it runs up 20-30% and then it goes down 5%. People freak out. That's just what happens with NIO, unfortunately. But shorts are returning a very impressive 22 shares. I don't think I've ever seen anything that low, but 22 shares, 11.32% at the free float is being shorted, works out to be 156.64 million shares overall are being shorted. During the pre-market with at 658, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 669 and 649 is going to be strong support and resistance points. So for those of you that want to day trade, just kind of watch for those 2 points. Moving on, CMCT. So it is up about 80% during the pre-market because of this. So it looks like they announced the sale of their lending division. So it's roughly going for about 44 million. And that is the net of the outstanding balance of debt related to the 2023 securitization of certain loan receivables. So for those of you that obviously know the company, that might be a little bit more, make a little bit more sense. But aside from that, shorts are increasing about 4,000 shares during the pre-market. 13.2% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 77,000 shares. So shorts surprisingly have been really doubling down recently. So in July, for instance, the short interest was about 2%, and now it's just been going up and up. So anticipate shorts to be fairly active today. Right now with that 897, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So 801 is going to be a strong support. I don't really see that being touched today. And then 910 followed by 1197 is going to be the next round target / resistance points. So this one will be a good one to really add to your watch list for a day trade and whatever else. Moving on, ticker CRCL. So they just had their earnings, and this is kind of some of the key metrics. So they did beat on the normalized earnings per share, revenue. They also did beat by 13.36 million. And right over here, I'll see if they have any of the transcripts. So it doesn't look like no transcripts are available yet, but nonetheless, market's kind of moving it. And I think just generally, it's fairly a newer company, so people are still having a hard time with valuation. But shorts are increasing about 90,000 shares here in the pre-market. 15.2% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 21 million shares. So shorts have been really doubling down throughout this, like pretty much since the IPO. And so in July, short interest was 3.4. So shorts have been really just pouncing. And I do believe that they make up for a good about 30% of the volume on a side note. But with it right now at 94, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 89.95 is going to be a strong support. I don't really see that being touched, but 96.95, that's going to be that key pivot, and ideally best case scenario it closes above that. So just kind of add this one to your watch list. It'll be a good day trade. And then moving on, last but not least, Opendoor. So Opendoor is very oddly down today, and it's weird. As soon as I was starting to prepare for this video, I looked at this data, and all of this is very positive, especially for Opendoor's business. In theory, you would assume that it'd be rocketing, but I think it's just, it went up a lot yesterday, 6.4%, so maybe a little bit of profit taking. We had a lot of members of Opendoor outright saying that they did buy, so maybe, I don't know, the hype kind of concluded momentarily. But nonetheless, though, right now 23.7% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 169 million shares. Shorts are returning about 38,000 shares, so nothing too crazy. Right now with that 836, it is trading currently between these 2 points, so this R2 and this R1. So 815 and then 848 is going to be the next round target / resistance point. So at the end of the day, a lot of these stocks are going to be very good swing trades, day trades. So let me know your viewpoint on that. And like I've mentioned at the beginning, if we do get this shutdown news and update, market in theory should really move higher. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.